Across the vast African savanna, survival is not determined by a single advantage, but by a combination of strategies, specialized skills, and constant adaptation. This is a land where every species has evolved its own way to hunt, evade danger, endure harsh conditions, and persist under relentless pressure. Here, raw strength, remarkable speed, cooperation within groups, or the ability to blend into the landscape can mean the difference between life and extinction. The environment presents continuous challenges, forcing wildlife to evolve without pause. Each day brings new tests. Every mistake carries a cost, and every success offers another chance to endure. In this open and unforgiving world, the struggle for survival shapes every creature, influencing behavior, instincts, and ultimately destiny. The African savanna provides no promises, but it reveals a fundamental truth: only those capable of adapting can secure their place within this delicate and untamed balance. Across the immense plains where the wind ripples through an endless sea of grass, some animals survive not through individual strength, but through shared awareness. Their coordination is quiet and precise: a slight turn of the head, a brief pause in movement, a subtle change in breathing. The savanna has no voice, yet it carries ancient signals for those able to sense them. Their greatest advantage lies in understanding one another and moving with such flawless unity that it feels as though a single will guides them. Each individual fulfills a specific role, shaped by countless generations. Here, feeding is never a solitary act, but the result of a collective system constantly refined by the harsh realities of the land. Along the horizon, as sunlight spreads golden tones across the earth, this cooperation becomes a refined form of survival. The lion's strength is not defined by presence alone, but by its role within the pride. When the group advances, every movement aligns, creating a force no solitary hunter could achieve. At the center of this structure, and the females lead, they set the pace, read the landscape, and make decisive choices. At the boundaries, the males form a protective barrier, defending territory, confronting rivals, and safeguarding the young. This balance between strategic leadership and defensive power has preserved the lion's dominance for tens of thousands of years. Among low shrubs scattered across the grasslands, warthogs dig through the soil in search of food. Though they may appear awkward, their awareness never fades. Their eyes remain alert, their ears tuned to the slightest disturbance. Constant vigilance defines their existence. In a land filled with unseen threats, this unbroken attention is what allows them to endure. From afar, a pride of lions watches in complete silence. They understand the warthog's routines, the sudden turns, the unpredictable bursts of speed, the familiar paths it seeks when fear takes hold. One lioness moves wide along the flank, while another advances directly to cut off escape. The air remains still as an ancient strategy quietly takes shape. When the moment arrives, the pride responds as one. No movement is wasted. As the space tightens, the warthog senses danger, scanning desperately for an opening. In the open savanna, two lives collide in a moment stretched taut with tension. Driven by instinct, the prey changes direction sharply, and the lions adjust instantly. Their formation shifts with precision perfected over generations. Speed and distance are recalculated in unison, revealing the true nature of collective strength, the quality that makes the lion the master strategist of the plains. As the sun reaches its highest point and heat shimmers across the grass, the pride retreats into the broken shade of scattered trees. After long hours of movement and planning, rest becomes essential. Breathing slows, muscles relax, and bodies settle into stillness. Though the savanna never truly pauses, recovery is a vital part of survival. During these quiet hours, the bond within the pride becomes unmistakable. Gentle head rubs, shared grooming, and resting side by side are not simple displays of affection. They reinforce trust, strengthen cooperation, and maintain the unity required for hunting and territorial stability. This unseen network is what holds the pride together in an unforgiving environment. At the center of the group, the cubs are in constant motion. They climb over their mothers, chase one another, and tumble clumsily through the grass with endless energy. This is more than play, it is preparation. Through these interactions, they build strength, sharpen reflexes, and begin learning balance, pursuit, and control skills that will one day determine their survival. Nearby, the males observe with steady calm. Though they rarely take part in the hunt, their presence is essential. They patrol the edges of the territory, monitor the surroundings, and deter rival intruders, ensuring that the pride remains a secure place for the young to grow. As daylight fades and cooler air flows across the savanna, rest gives way to alertness. The instinct to hunt stirs once more. The females rise first, stretching their bodies, testing the air with scent, and sharpening their hearing to read the landscape. What appears to be calm is merely anticipation, the quiet beginning of a night shaped by strategy and survival. Even within such a tightly bonded group, moments of tension are inevitable. When food becomes scarce or a younger member begins to assert confidence, firm stares or low, restrained growls may surface. These are not open conflicts, but subtle corrections, necessary adjustments that protect internal order, the foundation of the pride's stability. At times, the younger lions surge forward with sudden energy, not in aggression, but to claim the position their instincts urge them toward. They circle quickly, movements sharp and deliberate, while the rest of the pride watches closely. For a brief moment, the social balance trembles, sending an invisible ripple across the savanna, where even minor shifts can influence the future of the group. Yet these tensions fade almost as quickly as they arise. A few exchanged glances and a measured retreat are enough to restore balance. The pride settles back into rhythm, as though nothing occurred. In a world shaped by uncertainty, stability is what allows them to face whatever lies ahead. As time passes, the cubs begin to venture farther from the safety of the core group. They learn to read the wind, follow the movements of the pride, and memorize the paths leading to water. The savanna is vast and unforgiving, but these early explorations are what shape their ability to adapt. They learn by watching and imitating, sometimes stalking a small bird, not to hunt, but to test their own coordination and control. Within each attempt, each playful pursuit, the future of the pride quietly takes form. These moments, seemingly insignificant at first glance, sharpen reflexes and build the agility young lions will one day need to take part in coordinated hunts. The savanna offers no instruction through words, only through repeated experience lessons written daily in heat, dust, and movement. Much of a lion's education comes from close observation of the adults. Cubs notice how their mother pauses when the wind shifts, how the lionesses maintain precise spacing within a formation, or how the male surveys the surroundings through minimal, deliberate gestures. Within these silent details, their earliest understanding of survival begins to take shape. Before mastering pursuit, a lion must first learn to listen. The crunch of dry grass beneath unseen footsteps, changes in birdsong overhead, and even sudden absences of sound all carry meaning. On the savanna, silence itself can be the most dangerous signal, and recognizing it can mean the difference between survival and loss. Misjudged approaches and failed attempts are part of the process. Not only the young make mistakes, adults refine their responses after every error. From these moments emerge sharper instincts, deeper awareness, and strengthened patience. The savanna allows no complacency, and it is this constant pressure that refines strategy over time. The oldest members of the pride serve as living memory. They know every path to water, every favored hunting ground, and how the wind shifts with the seasons. Often, a single glance or a subtle movement is enough to guide the younger lions. In this way, knowledge passes from one generation to the next without the need for sound. Even as they grow, young lions need years before they fully align with the rhythm of the pride. They continue to observe, judge distances, and learn how to move as part of a single body during collective actions. There are no shortcuts to maturity, only patience built season after season, through cycles of rain and drought. As the sun lowers and the grasslands shift in color, the pride remains still before the vast expanse of the savanna. They have endured across countless generations by holding to unchanging principles: unity, patience, and the ability to synchronize with the land itself. They do not merely rule this territory, they are woven into its timeless breath, stretching from dawn to dusk. From scorching deserts to quiet rivers, strength takes many forms, but instinct follows a single rhythm. The savanna stands as a living symphony of motion and freedom. In the height of July, beneath the unforgiving sun of the Nevada desert, the ground fractures under relentless dry heat. This is the harshest time of year. The sky offers no shelter, only burning air and drifting clouds of sand sweeping across the landscape. Here, a single drop of water outweighs any treasure. It is the fragile line between survival and vanishing beneath an unyielding sun. Bands of wild Mustang horses move toward one of the last remaining water holes. At this point, water becomes more than sustenance. It becomes authority. Control of water means control of the land. In the desert, hierarchy is not established through subtle signals, but through direct force. A stallion who secures the pond leads the herd and ensures the future of his bloodline. Every shrinking pool becomes a battleground where strength is tested. Rivals are driven away, and dominance is defended. Survival here is inseparable from leadership. Through the shimmering heat, a newcomer appears, his outline distorted by waves rising from the scorched ground. He is an exhausted stallion, having traveled more than 15 kilometers without rest, fleeing a territory where water has already vanished. Each step is a struggle against thirst and a gamble for the fate of his herd. Behind him follow the mares, loyal yet drained, their eyes fixed on the horizon where hope may still exist. But that hope already belongs to another. The white stallion, current master of the waterhole, has held control throughout the dry season. He has no intention of yielding. Beneath crushing heat, the two males face one another as dust swirls around their hooves. Failure would cost the challenger more than water his mares would leave, and his lineage would end. No sound is needed. Their eyes carry the message. A violent snap of the head cracks the air like thunder without rain. Then hooves strike and teeth clash beneath the blazing sun. Here, defeat means more than retreat, it means total loss. Suddenly, the balance shifts. The challenger forces his rival toward the edge of the pond. A heavy impact sends dust erupting outward like a breaking wave. The dominant stallion gives way, his strength dissolving under the relentless heat. Silence settles over the scene. Only the labored breathing of the victor trembles in the hot air. Beneath the merciless sun, the newcomer lifts his head. He has claimed the right to survive and to carry his blood forward. Slowly, the mares approach and lower their heads to drink. Submission needs no language, only proof of power. The desert has a new ruler. There is no celebration, no display, only wind and heat. Today, the newcomer stands at the center of the land. Tomorrow, somewhere between sand and sun, another will rise. In the wild, no throne is permanent, only the endless cycle of dominance. While the Nevada desert burns beneath daylight, on the opposite side of the world, night settles over seemingly calm waters. In Africa, the story of power continues, written not in dust and fire, but in shadow and silence. Beneath the murky waters of the Nile, an ancient presence waits motionless, concealed within the dark. Its body is coated in algae, its cold eyes barely breaking the surface as they track every movement along the riverbank. In the realm of waiting, patience is the deadliest weapon of all. This is the Nile crocodile, a survivor shaped by more than 200 million years of evolution. Since the age of dinosaurs, it has required little change. Its power lies not in motion, but in silence. Only when prey draws close does stillness shatter, releasing an explosive surge of instinct rooted in ancient hunts. On land or beneath the water, nature's rules remain unchanged. Strength claims dominance, weakness adapts or withdraws. Yet at times, true power is found not in speed or force, but in the ability to wait for the exact moment to strike. At midday, under suffocating heat, the river's surface appears like a flawless mirror. In the distance, a herd of buffalo approaches, driven by thirst toward a shoreline that seems peaceful. Beneath the calm layer of mud and water, the ancient predator remains hidden, motionless, unseen, prepared to erupt. A barely noticeable sound breaks the air. In an instant, the river explodes. The crocodile surges from the murky depths as mud and sand are hurled skyward, but the buffalo is too large. The grip falls short. Forced back toward the bank, the reptile slips once more into the dark below. For the crocodile, a failed strike is not defeat, it is simply the opening of the next ambush. Slowly, the surface settles again, leaving only faint ripples that spread and vanish. In that quiet, time bends in favor of those who can endure. The opportunity will return, and when it does, there will be no mistake. In the wild, tactics evolve and environments shift, but the instinct to survive never fades. It is an ancient language shared by all life, echoing from blistering deserts to the deepest waters, where endurance remains relentless. Yet Africa's wild essence is not confined to shadowed rivers alone. As dawn breaks over the plains of East Africa, golden light pours across the grasslands, awakening a very different domain. A realm where power is not measured by mass or endless patience, but by speed. From the heart of the short grass, a slender figure rises with quiet precision. Amber eyes sweep the horizon, locking onto a group of Thompson's gazelles grazing in apparent calm. It is not the strongest animal on the continent, nor the most resilient. But when the moment arrives, no land creature can rival it. This is the cheetah, a predator living on the edge, balanced between survival and disappearance within the grass. It moves like a fleeting current, skimming the ground without sound or trace. Every motion is calculated, every step a silent preparation for the single instant that matters most when speed becomes a weapon, and the world narrows into one taut, decisive line. From the center of the plain, the cheetah lowers its body, fixes its gaze on a young gazelle, and in a single breath launches forward, slicing through the air as the distance rapidly collapses. A precise break in movement, a brief moment of contact, and balance is lost. Dust hangs in the air as speed turns razor sharp, ending the hunt in just seconds. While the Nile crocodile can wait an entire morning for a single chance, the cheetah has no more than 15 seconds to determine its fate. And just as a Mustang in Nevada may battle for long minutes to control a shrinking water source, the cheetah's world unfolds in an instant, an eruption of motion, a living arrow cutting through the grasslands like a launched projectile. In the Nevada desert, the newly victorious Mustang lifts its head beneath the circling shadow of a golden eagle. In the Nile, the crocodile sinks once more into the mud, prepared to resume its endless vigil. Here on the open savanna, the cheetah understands that its power exists only within that brief, flawless burst of speed. Dominance is never permanent, yet the instinct to survive, from the mustang on scorching sand, to the crocodile concealed beneath murky waters, to the cheetah flying low over the grass, endures without pause, like the earth's own heartbeat, unchanged for millions of years. The savanna stretches endlessly, a vast ocean of grass fading into the horizon, where wind carries the scent of dry soil and the pulse of every living creature. Here, the sun never truly disappears, it only transforms its light, from gold to deep red, from night to dawn. Life moves within a cycle that never stops. This is nature's grand stage, where every being plays its role in the symphony of existence. Some hide, some hunt, some rule, and others challenge fate itself. Within this immense green expanse stands a singular ruler, the ostrich, a bird that needs no wings to conquer the sky. This giant of the African plains cannot fly, yet it achieves freedom through raw speed and the immense power forged within its legs. In this unforgiving land, no creature rivals those limbs, because true power here rises from the ground. Standing nearly 3 meters tall and weighing over 150 kilograms, the ostrich appears like an ancient figure, a relic of the earth itself. Its long, muscular legs, solid as pillars, are the product of millions of years of natural refinement, an exact balance of strength and velocity. When the ruler breaks into a run, each stride seems to shake the savanna. Dust lifts in waves that dissolve beneath the sun as speeds approach 70 kilometers per hour. Even the burning summer wind is left behind. In that moment, the ostrich becomes a living emblem of terrestrial power and unrestricted motion. Its small wings, unable to lift it from the ground, serve a vital purpose: balance. When changing direction, they spread like sails, stabilizing the body and maintaining perfect control between speed, force, and freedom. Its eyes, the largest of any land animal, measuring up to 50 millimeters in diameter, command the landscape. From kilometers away, the ostrich detects the slightest disturbance among the rolling grass, as if the entire savanna were reflected within its gaze. This extraordinary vision ensures not only its own survival, but also transforms it into a natural early warning system. A single cautious lift of its head is enough for nearby antelope herds to understand that danger is approaching. In this way, the ostrich becomes a silent guardian of the grasslands, helping maintain balance and rhythm across the plains. With its tireless movement, it spreads seeds throughout the savanna, encouraging new growth wherever it roams. For this reason, it is often seen as a quiet architect of nature, shaping the land without ever drawing attention to itself. During the dry season, when rivers shrink into cracked ribbons of sand, the ostrich continues forward with remarkable endurance. It can go for days without drinking, drawing the moisture it needs from tough grasses and dry fruits. It is a true master of survival in a thirsty land, where only those that understand the soil and respect its rhythm endure. As night falls, the wind whispers through the grass like a silent warning. Predators begin to stir, yet the ostrich shows no hesitation. With a few powerful strides, it vanishes into darkness and dust, leaving behind nothing but moving air and the fleeting trace of speed. Without sharp claws or wings to escape into the sky, the ostrich places complete trust in its legs. In them lies the triumph of evolution, a reminder that true strength does not always come from weapons, but from perfect adaptation to a world both beautiful and unforgiving. In the distance, the sun begins its slow rise along the horizon. The first rays pierce the dew-covered sea of grass, awakening the savanna after the long stillness of night. Darkness retreats, replaced by the pulse of life, birds calling, grass stirring, and the heavy footsteps of the giant returning. The rainy season has arrived. The scent of wet earth blends with the wind and spreads across the plains. For the ostrich, this marks a time of abundance. As breeding instincts awaken, the male begins a hypnotic display. Every movement is an invitation to align with the rhythm of land and sky. He spreads his wings, fluffs his feathers, and lifts his neck with steady confidence. Turning in place, he releases a deep call that carries across the open space, shaping a dance that is both powerful and graceful. It is an ancient language of courtship, written in motion and breath. At the height of the mating season, the skin of the ostrich's legs and beak deepens into a vivid pink, glowing beneath the sun. This change is a natural and silent signal the time has come to sustain life and continue the unbroken cycle of the species. The nest is formed in an open clearing, where sunlight warms the bare ground. Several females lay their eggs in a single massive nest, yet only the dominant female and the male remain to guard and incubate them. It is a rare form of cooperation, reflecting nature's quiet intelligence. The ostrich egg is the largest in the world, weighing up to 1.5 kilograms. Each season, a female may lay between 10 and 20 eggs. One alone could feed a human family for days. But on the savanna, it is a fragile prize, drawing the attention of countless predators. Within each shell, a small life develops in silence, a delicate miracle protected only by vigilance, cooperation, and the ancient balance that governs the savanna. Beneath the unforgiving midday sun, heat rises from the ground in invisible waves that bend the air itself. In a rare moment of calm, the ostrich feeds, unaware that within the tall grass a spotted shape presses low against the earth. The cheetah waits tense, focused ready to release the storm of speed that defines the savanna. Without warning, everything erupts. The cheetah launches like lightning, and the ostrich reacts instantly. Massive legs drive through the scorching air as the two fastest land animals on Earth enter a race where every stride is more than raw power. It is a flawless expression of instinct, resolve, and survival. Heartbeats blend with the whistle of wind sweeping across the endless grass. Each footfall sends glowing dust into the sunlight. The ostrich shifts its line, tilts its wings slightly, fighting to break the pursuit. But on the savanna, fortune is fragile, and only those who endure to the very limit remain. The chase ends, and silence returns to the plains. Light filters through dense grass, illuminating a scene shaped by nature's uncompromising rules. The cheetah steps forward and fulfills its ancient role. A gentle afternoon breeze moves across the land, slowly erasing the tracks left behind in the dust. On the savanna, there is no tragedy, only constant renewal. The ostrich falls, yet life continues, quiet and persistent, like the deep pulse of the earth itself. When the predator withdraws, the true recyclers of the wild arrive: hyenas, vultures, and even tiny colonies of ants. Together, they complete the cycle, reclaiming every fragment and returning energy to the soil that sustains all life. Here, nothing is wasted. Everything transforms. From darkened ground, fresh green shoots rise once more toward the sun. Another cycle begins, the eternal circle of the savanna, where every ending becomes the beginning of a new form of life, and the story never truly ends. Elsewhere, eggs laid weeks before have already hatched. In the soft morning breeze, chicks take unsteady steps, guided by the steady presence of their mother. Instinct is not taught through sound. It lives deep within the memory of the land. The ostrich continues the endless journey of its species, scattering seeds with every stride and planting life across the plains. It remains a silent architect of the landscape, a guardian that keeps the ancient exchange between earth and sky in motion. Yet beyond the horizon, change advances. Roads, fences, and relentless human activity divide the savanna, shrinking the space where life once moved freely. If the grasslands vanish, the loss will reach far beyond the ostrich. The deep heartbeat of Africa itself will fade. To protect the ostrich is to preserve the memory of the soil and the breath of a wild world slowly slipping away. As evening falls, the final light of day glows against its powerful legs. The ostrich runs through a sea of grass stained red by sunset, merging with wind and dust. In that moment, a simple and enduring truth is revealed. True strength does not live in wings, but in legs that keep moving forward, carrying life beyond every limit. A world where every species survives through abilities shaped by constant pressure. Here, wildlife never stands still or repeats itself. It evolves, adapts, and endures challenges that never truly fade. Every hunt, every escape, and every strategy forms part of an ancient balance that keeps nature alive. The savanna does not reward strength forever, but those who understand their surroundings and respond at the right moment. Survival is a lesson, and learning is the key to continuing the journey of life. The African savanna is not a land of promises. It is a realm governed by the cost of survival. Every dawn begins with hunger, and every dusk carries the memory of loss. The earth bears silent traces of unfinished pursuits of lives that ended and of others that escaped by the narrowest margin. Survival here is not a tale of glory, but a relentless and demanding reality. Across these vast open plains, true refuge is rare. Tall grass conceals patient hunters, and even the shade of a solitary tree can become a place of danger. Each step requires judgment. Each movement is a measured risk. To live in this environment is to remain expied, knowing that a single error, a brief distraction, or a moment's delay can change everything. Life is sustained through struggle and sacrifice. Prey endure constant tension injury and exhausting chases beneath an unforgiving sun. Predators in turn face frequent failure. Most hunts do not succeed, and they too suffer wounds and loss. In the African savanna, no creature is invulnerable, and safety is never guaranteed. Here, survival is earned through pain, fatigue, and often at the expense of another life. This is not cruelty, but an ancient order shaped by nature itself, where second chances are rare. In this world, existence means constant challenge, and enduring one more day is by itself a hard-fought victory. The warthog moves steadily across the dry, cracked ground, its head lowered and snout close to the surface. With each dig, clear marks are left on the hardened soil. Its long, curved tusks break through the earth, exposing roots that still retain traces of moisture. A solid build, thick skin, and sparse hair help protect the animal from extreme heat while reducing water loss. During the long dry season, the warthog adjusts its daily routine. It remains inactive during the hottest hours and travels mainly at dawn and dusk, when solar radiation is weaker. As food becomes scarce, it expands its range in search of roots and tubers. With a strong sense of orientation, it is able to return accurately to feeding areas visited weeks earlier. Each excavation disturbs the soil, creating small depressions that later collect rainwater when the wet season arrives. Seeds settle in these pockets and begin to sprout. What was once a barren surface slowly shows signs of new growth. Through repeated digging, warthogs keep the soil loose and support the natural regeneration of vegetation. At the sound of something unfamiliar, the animal freezes. Its ears rise and it turns toward the wind. If danger is detected, it retreats quickly to its burrow, always entering backward so its tusks face outward. Every movement follows a precise and deliberate pattern guided solely by survival. Although warthogs are rarely seen traveling together, their tracks spread across wide areas of the savanna. Each dug patch of ground, resting hollow and altered surface, becomes a resource for smaller species. Despite their solitary nature, warthogs play a vital ecological role, acting as natural engineers that shape the soil and support balance at lower levels of the ecosystem. Hidden within the tall grass, a lioness lies pressed close to the ground. The afternoon light reflects off her dust-covered coat. Ahead, a warthog moves slowly with its head down, unaware of the threat. The wind carries its scent away. The chase begins only when the distance closes to less than 30 meters. In seconds, the lioness accelerates, reaching speeds of nearly 65 kilometers per hour. The warthog reacts with a sharp turn and runs into open terrain. The lioness follows, but the uneven dry ground quickly reduces her speed. As the opportunity fades, she stops, steadies her breathing, and remains still among the grass. Energy must be conserved for the next attempt. Hunting is not an impulsive act, but a carefully structured sequence of behaviors. Within a pride, each individual has a role. Some advance, while others block escape routes. Every attempt tests coordination and patience. When a hunt succeeds, prey populations remain regulated and grasslands stay in balance. Afterward, the remains provide food for hyenas, vultures, and insects. In this way, energy moves through the ecosystem and nothing is wasted. Beneath the shade of acacia trees, the lion asserts its dominance with unwavering authority. It represents the highest expression of collective power among the great cats. Unlike the solitary cheetah, lions live and hunt in highly organized social groups known as prides. The male's mane is more than a visual feature. It serves as added protection during confrontations with rivals. Yet it is the lionesses, more agile and precisely coordinated, that carry out most of the hunting. Their ability to work together makes the lion a calculated and efficient predator, a rare strategy within the feline world. Ambushes most often take place at night or in the early hours of morning when cooler temperatures allow for longer pursuits. The lionesses spread out in a wide arc while one moves forward to separate a target from the herd. Once the prey is brought down, collective strength ensures the hunt ends quickly. Life within the pride, however, is not always stable. Conflict is not limited to the hunt. Internal disputes are frequent and determine access to food and social rank. While group living offers clear advantages, it also carries constant tension. Dominant males must continuously defend the pride against challengers. When a new male takes control, aggression reaches its peak. Offspring of the former leader may be eliminated to ensure that only the new genetic line continues. From a human perspective, this behavior may appear harsh. From a biological standpoint, it is a strategy that reinforces reproductive success in the savanna. The lion's roar is a clear declaration of power. More than a sound, it functions as a territorial signal. Its low-frequency call can travel up to 8 kilometers, forming an acoustic boundary that warns intruders that this land is claimed. For pride members that have strayed, the roar also serves as a guide leading them back. Even so, survival demands constant awareness. Large groups of hyenas can challenge a pride's control, and prolonged drought can sharply reduce available prey. The lion embodies a complex balance of strength, cooperation, and social conflict. Its presence alone alters the behavior of surrounding species, shaping the rhythm and structure of the entire savanna. On the savanna, lions stand at the top of the ecological pyramid. Their presence regulates prey numbers and helps prevent overgrazing of vegetation. As night falls, a lioness retreats to shaded areas to recover energy. Every action, stalking, sprinting, or resting, forms part of a finely tuned energy balance that governs life in the wild. On an exposed mound, a group of mongooses spreads out to monitor the surroundings. One climbs to the highest point and rises onto its hind legs. Its eyes scan the landscape while its ears remain in constant motion. Even the slightest change in the grass is noted. They remain silent until a real threat emerges. In the distance, a lion moves carefully through the yellowed grass. The wind shifts and dry leaves rustle softly. The sound alone is enough to trigger alarm. A sharp, brief call passes through the group. Within seconds, the mongooses vanish into burrows or press flat against the ground. Mongooses are not direct participants in the predator-prey chain, yet they serve a vital role as an early warning system within the ecosystem. Their calls alert nearby animals, including small antelopes and ground-dwelling birds. The response spreads outward, creating a temporary zone of stillness across the savanna. Once the danger has passed, they return to their usual activities, digging for insects, eggs, larvae, and tender roots. Each small excavation improves soil aeration and increases water absorption. When old burrows are abandoned, the tunnels become shelter for snakes, lizards, or small birds. Through constant routines of vigilance, digging, and coexistence, mongooses help maintain ecological balance. Their small bodies link the underground world to the surface and help regulate the flow of awareness and alertness that shapes the rhythm of life on the savanna. Night settles over the savanna and temperatures drop quickly. Moisture begins to rise from the ground as spotted hyenas emerge from their dens. They move in a loose formation spaced apart to cover more territory. Ears remain upright, muzzles testing the air. In the darkness, sound and scent guide every step. A young antelope drifts away from its herd. A faint noise cuts through the night. The hyenas pause and adjust their direction. The hunt begins in complete silence, no calls, no growls. They advance cautiously, then suddenly surge forward. The chase lasts less than a minute, ending with a precise bite to the hindquarters of the prey. Coordination within the clan rivals that of many top predators. Each individual has a defined role. The leader sets the course while others close in from the sides. When the prey collapses, feeding follows a strict order. Their society is matriarchal. The dominant female controls the group and feeds first, followed by the rest. After the feeding ends, almost nothing remains. Bone, skin, and even marrow are crushed and consumed. Their highly efficient digestive system extracts nutrients from materials few species can process. There is no trace left behind, no lingering scent of decay. The ecological role of the hyena extends far beyond the hunt itself. They are natural recyclers, removing carcasses and limiting the spread of disease. Through this quiet but essential work, the savanna maintains balance even in the aftermath of death. Strong winds sweep across the open grasslands as a pack of African wild dogs begins to move. More than 10 individuals travel in single file, their pace perfectly synchronized. Their movement resembles a coordinated unit, with each animal holding its position without conflict or disorder. When prey is detected, communication occurs through subtle body signals, a tail movement, a brief turn, or a short call. The hunt then begins. There is no ambush and no attempt at concealment. The strategy relies on direct pursuit and endurance. These hunters can sustain speeds of nearly 55 kilometers per hour for more than 5 minutes, outperforming all other savanna predators in long-distance chases. The prey does not fall to an immediate strike, but to exhaustion. Once it can no longer continue, the group closes in swiftly and brings it down with precision. Feeding is rapid and organized. Meat is shared evenly with no displays of dominance or aggression. Every member of the pack, including the young and the injured, receives a portion. This fair distribution strengthens the unity and resilience of the group. The social structure of the African wild dog is among the most stable in the ecosystem. There is no absolute leader. Decisions emerge through shared signals and collective responses. This consensus-based system explains their exceptional efficiency with hunting success rates exceeding 70%. After feeding, the pack rests briefly before resuming its journey. They do not defend fixed territories. Constant movement reduces overgrazing and limits direct competition with lions and hyenas. Through this continuous roaming, African wild dogs help regulate herbivore populations across vast areas, keeping the savanna dynamic and in balance. Cape buffalo live in large herds that can number in the hundreds. Each adult weighs over 770 kilograms with a dense, powerful build and curved horns that form a natural defensive barrier. Their movement is slow and deliberate, with consistent spacing maintained between individuals. When a threat appears, the structure of the herd changes instantly. Adult males move outward to the perimeter while females and calves gather at the center. There are no audible signals or visible commands. The response emerges through instinctive coordination. When danger approaches, the herd does not flee, it confronts it. Dozens of horns lower at once as the circle tightens. The confrontation may last only seconds, yet it is often enough to drive away even a lion. In many cases, buffalo launch a countercharge, pursuing the predator and shielding injured members. Their true strength lies not in the power of any single animal, but in the unity of the group. This cohesion makes buffalo one of the few herbivores capable of standing their ground against large predators. As they move, they trample dry grass and create pathways later used by smaller species. When they stop, their waste enriches the soil and promotes plant growth. Within the savanna ecosystem, buffalo herds act as powerful engines of energy transfer from grass to predators and ultimately back to the land. Their presence ensures that this vital cycle continues without interruption. Across the open plains, herds of zebras move in long, unbroken lines. Hundreds of bodies advance one after another, hooves striking the dry ground in a steady rhythm. Dust rises on the horizon. No single leader is visible. Movement is guided entirely by collective instinct. As water sources diminish, the herds adjust their course toward lower ground where moisture still remains. The migratory pattern of zebras is maintained through natural order. Adults set the pace, foals stay close, and the most vulnerable individuals remain protected within the group. When predators appear, the herd does not scatter. Instead, it forms curved or circular formations. Each animal responds to the movement of its neighbor, creating a chain reaction that functions as a defense system built on coordinated motion. The black and white stripes serve more than simple identification. They help regulate body temperature. When sunlight hits, the coat temperature differences between light and dark. Bands create small air currents that cool the skin. At the same time, the striped pattern disrupts a predator's visual focus during movement, acting as a highly effective form of dynamic camouflage. Over journeys that stretch for hundreds of kilometers, zebras lead the great migration of the Savanna. They open pathways later used by antelope and buffalo. Trampled grass allows fresh shoots to emerge after the rains, and their droppings fertilize the soil. Each movement reactivates the nutrient cycle of the grasslands. When the rains return, the march comes to a halt. The herds rest and wait for the next season to begin. The journey repeats year after year, precisely aligned with the rhythm of the climate, like a natural heartbeat that defines life across the African plains. Each year, more than 1 million wildebeest leave the Serengeti and cross the Mara River in search of fresh grazing land. Their movement forms a living current that stretches for dozens of kilometers across the savanna. The ground trembles beneath the impact of thousands of hooves. Each animal follows the one ahead without hesitation. The migration is driven solely by the availability of water and grass. As rainfall shifts, the herds adjust their direction. There is no guide. Decisions arise from collective instinct. When the first wildebeest enters the river, the rest follow. The water is deep and the current strong, but instinct outweighs fear. Many do not make it across and are taken by the current. Their bodies become food for crocodiles, fish, and scavenging birds. Those that survive continue forward. Losses do not stop the movement, they are part of the natural cycle. Upon reaching new ground, the wildebeest feed on fresh grass that emerges after the rains. Their droppings enrich shallow soils, allowing the savanna to recover quickly. Months later, when grazing becomes scarce, the herds reverse their path and return along the same route. The migration never truly ends, it simply shifts direction with the seasons. The movement of wildebeest functions like a circulatory system for African ecosystems. It links distant plains and transports energy from one region to another. On a continental scale, their journey is the steady pulse of the savanna, an uninterrupted flow of life renewed year after year. Across the dry lands, African elephants move with a slow yet steady pace. Each deep step leaves a lasting imprint in the soil. The herd is made up of adult females, young calves, and an older matriarch who guides the journey. Their exceptional sense of smell allows them to locate water sources from many kilometers away. When they reach a dry riverbed, they use tusks and feet to dig until they uncover underground moisture. This simple action creates water holes that sustain other species, birds, antelope, monkeys, and even lions. During the dry season, each pool becomes a temporary gathering point for life. For this reason, elephants are considered natural engineers of the savanna, capable of shaping the landscape through their behavior. They consume hundreds of kilograms of vegetation each day: grass, bark, roots, and dry branches. By pushing over trees and breaking limbs, they open clearings that allow sunlight to reach the ground, encouraging new plant growth. Their droppings carry undigested seeds across long distances, supporting plant regeneration far from its source. The presence of elephants defines the health and productivity of the ecosystem. As they travel, they flatten grass, loosen the soil, and speed up decomposition. When elephants disappear, the savanna loses balance. The ground hardens and vegetation begins to decline. Every footprint they leave is not just a mark, but the beginning of another cycle. Elephants do not hunt, yet nearly all species depend indirectly on their actions. This is how nature functions. True strength is not measured by destruction, but by the ability to sustain life. A giant of the savanna moves forward with the caution of a seasoned fighter. The rhinoceros, covered in thick armor-like skin, conveys a sense of near impenetrable strength. Weighing more than 2,200 kilograms, its mere presence commands respect. Unlike elephants, rhinos live largely solitary lives, spending much of the day grazing or resting in shaded areas. Despite its size and power, its eyesight is poor. To compensate, the rhinoceros relies on an exceptionally sharp sense of smell. When it detects a threat, its response can be sudden and forceful, launching into a charge that can reach speeds close to 50 kilometers per hour. Its horn, used as a forward-facing weapon, turns this charge into a formidable defense. Near muddy pools, the rhinoceros rolls and coats its body in a thick layer of mud. This behavior provides natural protection against parasites and intense solar radiation. The horn itself is made of keratin, the same material found in human hair, yet it can grow to more than 1.5 meters in length. Combined with the animal's speed and mass, it becomes an ancient tool of remarkable power, capable of overturning vehicles in rare encounters with humans. Although elephants and rhinoceroses differ in behavior and lifestyle, both play critical roles within the ecosystem. Their movements, feeding habits, and the changes they impose on the landscape create microhabitats used by countless species, from small birds to insects. These giants do not merely dominate the savanna, they support it, maintaining the balance that allows life across the African plains to endure. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth. It can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 3 seconds and sustain extreme speeds for 20 to 30 seconds. Its highly flexible spine allows strides of up to 7 meters. The black lines running from its eyes reduce glare from the sun and sharpen visual focus on moving prey. Today, the cheetah is classified as vulnerable with fewer than 7,000 individuals remaining in the wild. Habitat loss and competition with larger predators pose its greatest threats, placing constant pressure on its survival. Hunting demands absolute precision. The cheetah assesses the terrain, selects the angle of approach, and tracks its target with intense focus before releasing a final burst of speed. There is no margin for error. After a successful capture, it must feed quickly before scavengers or stronger predators arrive to take over. Its movement across open grasslands is fluid and highly responsive. Long strides and explosive acceleration allow it to adapt instantly to sudden changes in terrain. Every hunt is a perfect alignment of muscle power, speed, and timing. Cheetahs directly influence populations of antelope and other herbivores. By hunting selectively, they help maintain ecological balance within the grasslands. Their activity shifts with the seasons and prey availability. As the landscape changes, the cheetah adjusts its strategy to remain effective. In open ecosystems, the cheetah serves as a keystone species, an essential regulator within the savanna's food web, where every sprint shapes the balance between life and survival. This chapter of the African savanna now comes to a close, a landscape where life and death exist side by side at every moment. Here, struggles for survival are not rare dramas, but essential forces that have sustained this ecosystem for thousands of years. Every chase, every confrontation, and every escape, whether successful or not, keeps the delicate machinery of wildlife in motion. Across these vast plains, survival means accepting constant risk, facing hunger, exhaustion, and danger with unwavering resolve. There are no permanent victors and no final defeats, only species that adapt, endure, and move forward, driven by the oldest instinct on Earth: Survival here is earned through effort, exposure, and sometimes at the cost of life itself. Yet beyond the harshness of these scenes lies a deeper message. This wild world must be understood and protected. Every animal plays an irreplaceable role, and the loss of one disrupts the balance of all. Preserving the African savanna means preserving a living story, one that continues to be written each day beneath an unforgiving sun. If this journey through the wild has informed you, moved you, or sparked your curiosity, we invite you to support this project. Like the video, subscribe to Beast Call Nature and join us in future explorations of the animal world, where life reveals itself in its most raw, powerful, and authentic form.